world's richest black man, Aliko Dangote, has done it again. Just when we all thought the scale of his ambition had reached its peak, the Nigerian billionaire has unveiled yet another industrial masterstroke: plans to build Africa's largest detergent feedstock plant. Yes, the visionary industrialist who transformed cement, sugar, and fertilizer into continental powerhouses is now setting his sights on dominating the raw materials that make everyday cleaning products possible. And you can almost hear the ripple of disbelief across boardrooms and factory floors. How does one man keep finding new ways to reshape Africa's industrial destiny? Is this simply expansion, or is it a bold attempt to rewrite the continent's manufacturing story from the ground up? Dangote's announcement reveals far more than a single factory project. It signals the evolution of the $20 billion Dangote refinery into a fully integrated industrial hub. Located inside the vast coastal complex in the leaky free trade zone, the new petrochemical plant will produce linear alkylbenzene, the essential chemical feedstock used to manufacture surfactants, the active cleaning agents in soaps, laundry detergents, dishwashing liquids, industrial cleaners, shampoos, and personal care products. Linear alkylbenzene is not a household detergent itself. It is the invisible backbone of cleanliness in modern life. Produced from kerosene-derived linear paraffins that are converted into linear olefins and then chemically combined with benzene using catalytic processes, the substance is a colorless liquid hydrocarbon whose molecular structure allows it to be transformed into linear alkylbenzene sulfonate, the world's most widely used biodegradable surfactant. It has significant environmental advantages over older branch compounds, so it is no surprise that it is a global standard for cleaning products, while its cost efficiency keeps detergents affordable for millions. Now imagine this crucial industrial ingredient being produced at scale on African soil. The plant is expected to produce 400,000 tons annually, a figure so large it exceeds the continent's current capacity and could supply all of Africa's entire demand. The experts project that this plant will be completed within 30 months, so we can expect to see it commissioned around mid to late 2028. For you to really appreciate the scale of what Dangote is doing here, consider that Africa currently hosts only two much smaller facilities. One in Algeria producing about 100,000 tons annually, and another in Egypt producing roughly 50,000 tons. Dangote's plant will dwarf both combined, redefining the continent's production landscape. As of now, we don't know of any official cost estimates, but industry observers suggest the investment could run into hundreds of millions of dollars, showing just how large and ambitious this project truly is. If you followed Dangote's industrial playbook over the years, this move feels unmistakably familiar. It is classic Dangote: take a refinery byproduct stream, extract additional value, and build downstream industries that multiply economic impact. Instead of exporting raw outputs and importing finished chemicals, he is building the missing links that keep value chains within Africa. The refinery itself is steadily evolving into an industrial ecosystem, not merely producing fuel, but anchoring petrochemicals, fertilizer inputs, plastics feedstocks, and now detergent raw materials. Each addition deepens vertical integration and reduces dependency on external suppliers. It raises an intriguing question. Are we witnessing the birth of Africa's first true industrial megacomplex, one capable of anchoring multiple manufacturing sectors simultaneously? The implications of this plant ripple far beyond Dangote's balance sheet. Africa currently depends heavily on imported linear alkylbenzene, with countries spending precious foreign exchange to secure the chemical inputs required for detergent manufacturing. Nigeria alone spent tens of millions of dollars importing the substance in a single quarter of 2025. And so we need to consider what happens when local detergent manufacturers gain reliable, competitively priced supply from within the continent. Production costs could fall. Supply chains could stabilize. New factories could emerge. Jobs could multiply across logistics, packaging, retail, and chemical processing. And perhaps most importantly, Africa could begin shifting from a net importer of industrial chemicals to a regional exporter serving a fast-growing consumer market projected to reach tens of billions of dollars by the next decade. Isn't this exactly the kind of structural transformation policymakers have long talked about but rarely achieved? For Dangote himself, the strategic logic is profound. Integrating petrochemicals with refining maximizes efficiency, reduces waste streams, and unlocks high-margin products from existing inputs. For Nigeria, the project strengthens industrial sovereignty, reduces foreign exchange pressure, and enhances the country's position as West Africa's manufacturing anchor. For Africa as a whole, it signals the possibility of self-reliance in critical industrial inputs, the quiet building blocks of everyday life that too often go unnoticed until supply chains break. When you pour detergent into a washing machine or squeeze dishwashing liquid onto a sponge, you rarely think about the complex global supply networks behind that simple act. But what if those supply networks were rooted in African industry instead? There is also a psychological dimension to projects of this magnitude. Mega infrastructure and industrial plants reshape not only economies, but also expectations. Now, all our young engineers, chemists, technicians, and entrepreneurs have tangible proof that world-scale manufacturing is not something that only happens elsewhere. They tell investors that Africa is not just a consumer market, but a production frontier. They challenge the narrative that the continent must remain dependent on imported industrial inputs. And they prompt a deeper question. What other industries could be transformed if similar downstream integration strategies were applied to Africa's vast natural and energy resources? As construction plans move forward, the project stands as another bold chapter in Dangote's long campaign to industrialize Africa through scale, integration, and relentless ambition. The refinery that once seemed impossibly large is already redefining fuel supply dynamics. Now, with the addition of a linear alkylbenzene plant capable of meeting continental demand, the complex edges closer to becoming a self-contained industrial city, a place where raw hydrocarbons enter and a spectrum of high-value products emerges. If the plant comes online as scheduled, Africa may soon find itself supplying one of the world's most essential cleaning chemical inputs rather than importing it. And so the bigger question we must ask ourselves remains, is this simply another factory, or is it a glimpse into a future where Africa controls the building blocks of its own industrial growth? If one refinery can evolve into a petrochemical powerhouse, what might the next decade hold for Africa? The awe-inspiring scale of the project invites us to imagine an Africa where value chains are anchored locally, where industrial ecosystems flourish, and where the phrase "Made in Africa" extends far beyond finished goods to the very molecules that make modern life possible. Your perspective matters. What do you make of Dangote building Africa's largest detergent raw material plant? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa Wealth and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.